Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett and thank you for spending some time with me today because in this video, we are discussing some of the most popular trends right now and your opinions on them. I'll share mine too, but be sure you share in the comment section what you feel about these trends. Make sure you just like other people's if you're not that person that comments. Engage and see what everybody has to say. Now, I will share my opinions with you, obviously, but I want to hear from you. So the first trend we have to talk about that is majorly popular right now are actually kitchen towers. And it's a tower style cabinet that I'm talking about here. Now this was kind of popular with, I hate to say the Tuscan bathroom, right? That doesn't get enough attention on it, right? The whole Tuscan design trend and then the Tuscan bathrooms. But this is essentially just a cabinet that sits on top of the countertop. It's affixed to the wall, it's an upper cabinet, but it sits on the countertop. People really like it to build symmetry, to create this illusion of grandeur and height, right? More vertical lines in a space makes it look taller. But the downside of it is that, one, it's kind of a very custom thing. It's hard to find prefabricated cabinetry that offers this sort of thing in the line of cabinetry, but also, you're doing the math here, you lose countertop space. You lose quite a bit of it actually, because these cabinets, you're looking at like 18 to 24 inches width, kind of minimum, to be a usable cabinet and make it balanced in proportions with the height of the space. So you're losing 2 to 4 feet of countertop space. I don't know if everybody has that to lose, and that's where the problem with this comes in. How big is your kitchen? Does it make sense? Can you even do this in it? And then do you have enough countertop space to actually use your kitchen for the lifestyle you have in that space? All of that is things that, you kind of have to consider when you look at doing this. It is gorgeous. I have recommended it to clients. I have told clients it's not for them and they can't do it. What does your usage of the space look like, and will this fit in the space for you? I think it's beautiful. I just don't think it's for everybody because not everybody has the space for it, and you lose so much countertop space with this design. But you get a lot of extra storage, and that's always nice. Another major trend that I want your opinions on are Zellige tiles. The look is there for me, okay? It's very nice. This is the subway tile of 2020. Let's just call it what it is. And it basically is subway tile anyway. It just has this sort of handmade effect. And that's what this is replicating. Where I take problem with Zellige is that within the movement of the tile, in both versions, whether it's handmade or mass market, the edging of it doesn't sit completely flush. Some areas are like risen and they stick out a little further than others. And that's okay in a kitchen, for example. Well, not even, because it creates a ledge where things can build up on. And you already have that with grout. Like, it's already a thing, but it's enhanced with the Zellige. And so if you're not always and constantly and regularly cleaning it, you will get a buildup of dust, dirt, debris, and grime on the tiles, on the top of the tiles. And in a kitchen, like, it's right there, it's easy to access, I can get into it and do it, and I'm not always getting things on the backsplash in the kitchen, okay? But in a shower, well, you should be bathing regularly. So it gets wet and you're gonna get soap on it and you're gonna get all of this stuff on it. Imagine if you have hard water and you have this and you don't have like a whole home water softening system. Like, it would be a nightmare because you would just get these ledges of buildup, like with the hard water buildup on it. It would just be a nightmare for me. That's all I can see when I look at it. So I think it's beautiful. I love the variation in the finish of the tile itself. And I don't ever tell clients not to do it, okay? If they're going to, I just say, hey, here's the reality of it, and you make up your mind from there. It is beautiful. I just don't know if it's something I would actually live with. I might prefer something that has a little bit more of a consistently finished edge on it so that I don't get the same level of buildup that I would on a Zellige tile as you would have just even a standard subway tile. That's something worth thinking about. And in some of those high maintenance areas, you may want to opt for a tile or a material that doesn't have a lot of grout lines because it's easier to take care of. You have less of those grout lines to scrub. That could be a really good thing for you to think about. Now, some of those things you need to think about that could be a deal breaker for you. Maybe you don't know about, maybe they're not at the forefront of your mind and maybe you're not thinking about, but I as a designer always am, which is what I offer to my clients, and you could become one by booking a consultation with me using the link in the description box down below or by going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. I've got clients who we just meet once and I give them a little bit of advice to help them on their design issues, and I've got some that I meet with regularly to help them in the process of the design, the decoration of their home, or in renovations even. So be sure if you're working on a project in your home, before you go and spend the money on it, you get some feedback from a designer. Use the link in the description box and I will see you over there. Another major trend that I am seeing that I have got mixed feelings about are actually integrated LED lighting. There are so many different areas this could be put into, and sometimes it can have the most high-end, gorgeous, luxury look in a home, but other times it will immediately destroy, eviscerate the high-end feeling a space has if it's not done correctly. So LED lighting is something that we see in luxury spaces, okay, be them commercial properties, stores, boutiques, you see them in bars and restaurants, you see them in beautiful high-end hotel rooms. And that's what people love to incorporate into their home when they're working within the modern design, because modern design is not about, you know, all of the extra details and curvature and, you know, these like little things we're adding into the space. It's really about the materials you're using and then the details we're adding into those. And LED lighting is a great one because it has to be integrated in a built-in way. Now, what makes an issue for me with LED lighting is when I can see it. You are not supposed to see the LED lighting. You're not supposed to see the strip. You're not supposed to see it at all because it's harsh. It looks bad if you do. It is overwhelming, and then it draws your focus directly to that instead of the intended purpose, which is to create a soft atmospheric glow in the space. So when we can see the LED lighting, it's a problem for me. And this is very expensive. It's not cheap to integrate this in because you have to be using joiners that understand it. You have to have an electrician who understands. You have to have it wired in. You have to have all of it put together. Like, it's a whole thing, and it's a multi-step process. You can integrate them into ceiling designs and soffits and drop-ins and crown molding, and you can even put them into window trim. There are spotlights you can add on window sills and on flooring to light a wall. You can put this into cabinetry. You can put it into furniture. You can actually have it built into the tiling within a shower. You can have niches and recesses built with tracks for the LED lighting to be integrated into it. That takes a lot of planning, and it's something that looks very high-end and feels really good when done right. But if you see the LED lighting, in my opinion, forget about it. If I have to see the strip of lighting, I don't want it. Just keep it simple, keep it basic. That's better to me than seeing the LED lighting itself. Absolutely not. Another trend that is very popular right now that I have mixed feelings on are pendants for lamps. Pendant lights instead of lamps in a space. They're mounted from the ceiling, they hang down. The good side of this is that you don't have a lamp. You don't have anything on the surface, so you have more surface area. Like, let's take a nightstand, for example. If I don't have to have a lamp on it, I got a lot of space. And I can put my things, I can plug my phone, I can set my glasses down there, I keep my retainer case on it. All of the things you have room for, and that's great. Now, my problem with the pendants really is the balance, the scale, the proportions. I just don't like seeing a very thin little like string that they're hanging off of from the ceiling. And you have a plate on the ceiling where it connects to, so immediately that's drawing my attention to it. And then we have this long cord coming down because lamps sit relatively low. Saving that room for me isn't as efficient as having a lamp there that I have more control over. I don't have to have an electrician come and wire things in for me because there are other things we can do in the space that are going to enhance the modern aspect and design of it without having to go for a pendant light hanging down. It's basically whether or not you have a teeny little nightstand, at which point the pendant light will probably overwhelm it anyway, so it doesn't make sense. You know, if you have a teeny little nightstand, you don't have room for a lamp, okay, but then let's see if we can maybe get a larger nightstand or something and put a lamp on it. I think that's just a better way to design a bedroom. I don't think we have to reinvent the wheel all of the time. I'd rather have a lamp or a wall-mounted sconce than I would a hanging pendant light for a lamp. Not every piece of modern design and contemporary design makes perfect sense. Not every piece of like traditional design makes every sense either. And that's what I'm always trying to get across to you in my videos, and I'm always trying to share with you so your home can be as beautiful as possible, as efficient as possible, for the best value as possible, right? So if you're new here, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and join us for some good common sense interior design to elevate your home in the most beautiful way possible. Please join us, hit that subscribe button. I'd also greatly appreciate if everyone watching could give this video a like and give it a little bit of hype to get shared across the platform so we can fix some other people's homes that maybe don't know they need it, but they definitely do. Another major trend right now is what so many of you in the comments are calling brown. Everything is brown, it's all brown, you know, brown is everywhere. And the last time doing complete neutrals, darker tones like brown was very popular was like the 1970s. Like, you know, you could say maybe the Tuscan design, but I don't think that's so much brown as it is just warm tones. 70s was when we were doing a lot of wood and a lot of brown. And there's a difference between what we were doing in the 1970s and what we're doing now. In the 1970s, it was like, you know, the faux wood paneled walls and brown carpet with a brown sofa. Today, we're like, hey, let's do spaces completely decked out in wood paneling, wood details. Maybe it's real, maybe it's like a faux bois style wood where you can kind of DIY it with like some little tools and hacks. That's not my favorite thing in the world because it's very hard to do. And if you're not like a really good muralist, it's easy to mess up. But wood paneling, and I've talked about this a number of times because it is a trend that is very popular right now. A lot of designers are liking this and a lot of people are doing it because they're realizing it's kind of DIY-able. Not that I necessarily recommend it, but it's something that's there. And this is something that is also very common to see with very high-end luxury new homes today that are being built. And people are just like, oh, everything was brown. It's like, reminds me of the 70s, it's brown. That's a trauma response in my opinion. I think it's actually a trend that is nice because if we're using real, authentic materials, it's a solid foundation to have like wood floors and wood paneled walls. And that doesn't mean you have to do everything neutral in this space or make it all brown and make it all dark. But a lot of people comment that they don't like it because it reminds them of what they had previously. Well, there are lots of things that will remind you of some other sort of style because everything out comes back in again, and that's sort of the cycle of things. What I am saying more or less is that I'm not gonna write off something just because it's a reference to something that we now view as being dated. Like I said, everything that's out comes back in eventually, and having wood paneled walls with wood flooring and rich, dark, moody spaces in a brown tone is one of those things that I think is back. I actually think is timeless. I think it was just done a little bit too trendy and too fake in the 1970s. And so that's why we really don't like it. But if it's real wood from the 1970s, it actually looks really good and we kind of love it. So everything that's out comes back in again. And I think this is one of those things. Another major trend that people are very, like, you either love it or hate it, and I've got my opinions on it, are glass shower enclosures, more specifically partial glass shower enclosures. Now, a glass shower enclosure in itself can be controversial because it just takes more effort to clean, right? Like with a shower curtain, when the liner gets dirty or, you know, every couple of months, if you want to replace it, you can do that. They're usually plastic for me, so I would rather have glass and clean it than throw away plastic on a regular basis. So I would just rather not have a synthetic material. I'd rather just have glass. And putting in the effort to clean it is fine with me. Like, you know, set up your shower situation with a, you know, a handheld shower head, hose it down, rinse it off, get a cleaner that's, you know, capable of getting off hard water stains or whatever, and you're kind of good to go on that front, in my opinion. Now, with partial glass enclosures, never. Absolutely not. I fully know if let's say I was going to look for a house for sale and they had partial glass shower enclosures, you would be getting an offer with however much it's gonna take to get that out and a full glass enclosure off the top. I dislike them so aggressively that I have insisted I be moved from hotel rooms because they have these partial glass enclosures. I do not like them at all because water will always get outside of it. It will always get on the floor. I always have the rest of the air getting into the shower with me, even in a bathroom where you have a full glass enclosure. Like if you leave the door open, you will get airflow into that space while you're in the shower. I'm trying to be warm and steamy and it's trying to be like a relaxing moment for me. I don't need a cool breeze joining me in this space, if you know what I mean. I don't like that. So I don't want a partial glass enclosure. And I also don't want to deal with water getting all over the floor from that partial glass enclosure. Like just think about it. Imagine your shower has a partial glass enclosure. It's a tub with a partial glass. Water gets outside of it, it gets on the ledge of the tub, it rolls down the edge of the tub onto the floor, soaks the edge of the bath mat, and that's just what's getting on that ledge. That's not everything else that's getting past it. Because if you're standing in the shower, you're rinsing off your hair, water is going everywhere. It's a mess to me. It's a mess. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So much I don't like it. And the good part about this, I guess I will say, I will give it credit where it's due, you're only paying for half the glass, so it's cheaper. Great. Okay, wonderful. I still don't like it. I still don't think it's worthwhile. Another trend that is very popular right now, and people have mixed opinions on it, and I want to hear your opinion on it, are concrete looking tile floors. Now, concrete as a material is great. It's wonderful, you know, we use it outside, it's very like durable, and that's wonderful. You can do it inside and have it polished and finished and everything like that. You know, if I saw a house with a polished concrete floor in it, it wouldn't turn me off because there's nothing to remove, so I could just go over it with normal floors and I would be satisfied with that because I don't personally like it. It's just not my style. Not that it's bad, it's just not my style. However, the downside to having concrete or concrete looking tile floors is that concrete is more difficult to work with. It inherently feels cold, even if it's a warmer tone of concrete. Like concrete, in my opinion, is actually taupe. It's not really gray, but a lot of these floors have a gray finish on them. It's a cooler tone. It's harder to warm up a space with that color on the floor. And that's just the reality of it. You have to do a lot to warm up a space that has this because it just looks cooler. It could be heated, may not physically be cool, right? Like that's the reality of it. That's tea, I like that. It's the decorating it that's the question. Now the good side of this is it's inherently a good quality material. Tile of any sort, especially like a man-made fabricated tile, is very, very good quality, has a lot of durability to it. Even ugly tile usually lasts a very long time. Usually, as long as it's installed correctly, it should last basically forever. I mean, we're digging it up in Roman, you know, villas, right? Like they had tile, and it's still there and it's great. Tile inherently is a good material. It is one of the best materials you could put into your home. The question is, do you want it to look like concrete or not? Well, there you have it, everyone. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and I hope you had a good one because I was living for it. But be sure you check out this video right here, all about some interior design advice that I have changed my mind about, and you probably have too. Be sure you check it out. Don't miss it, and I will see you over there.